Hey everyone, it's Mike from Orderflows, and I'm going to shoot this quick video showing you one of the ways that you can use the prominent point of controls with Orderflows Trader 2.0. And this is something. This is a way of using it for those that are willing to take some little extra risk. There's people that like to trade with tight stops. There's people, by tight stops I'm meaning 2 or 3 ticks. There's some that are willing to risk 15 to 20 ticks. But the more you're willing to risk, at the same time, your potential profit is going to be a lot more. But anyway, I was going to show you this way of using the Orderflows Trader prominent point of controls feature. Now, brief disclaimer: this presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. Should not be considered a solicitation to buy or sell a futures contract or make any type of investment decision. Futures trading contains substantial risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Now, the reason why I go through that every time is because I want people to realize that there is risk involved in trading. So, what is this big secret method? Now, for people that use my software, again, this video is meant for people that use my software. If you're not using my software, don't say, well, you don't teach anything. Well, I'm teaching it. If you have my software, you can use it. Now, okay, I got the wrong template loaded, but my simple template here, OFT long template. Let me just pull it up here. So this is a Nasdaq 15 range chart, and what you're going to do is, okay, I don't know if I really want to see all those imbalances. I'll just clear up the imbalance, remove the imbalances for now, so I'm not that way it'll just be a little bit cleaner, because when you're looking at the prominent point of controls, it's going to be, you're looking for green or magenta. So here you go. This was late in the day. Now again, this is something you gotta be quick. People are gonna say, well, can you automate this? Can you automate this? Well, yeah, you can, but if you're a scalper, just watch for these things. Prominent point of control, right, 539, 538. It's a move from 72.82 all the way up to the close at 90, whatever that was, 92. But look at this prominent point of control up here. Now this was interesting because what do you got up here? First bar, you don't have the prominent point of control, but you have sign of some trap traders. But this bar, you got divergence, a ratio. More importantly, your prominent point of control on a long-term bar. And what do? We sell off 72. What is it? We'll call this, I don't know, 72.94. What do we sell off to? Boom, boom, boom. We sell off almost immediately down to 88 before selling off some more down here where you got this next prominent point of control at 77. So, that was a nice big monster move. Let me just go through some of the other moves for the day. Okay, well, this was at 5:30, at 3:30. Market was sort of in fast conditions. Here you got a nice little move to 2:50 in the afternoon. From the 42ish area, it just got whacked. It just got spanked. You can see it here is all zeros. Before it rallied back up. There's no buy prominent point of control there. There's this one here. Again, it just got swept up before sort of trickling back down. That one would have stopped you out. Like I said, you're gonna have to risk a little bit more on a 15 range chart. But like I said, if you're getting, if you're risking, it's a 15 range chart. So if you're risking, 6, I say 6. What is that? Can't think right now. Dealing with an idiot earlier. 72.61. One bar, 72.61 to 57.5. So that's 4.5 points. But if you can, if your winners are going to give you 20, 30 points, then you should be happy to risk that. You get some small moves here. One handle. Here's another nice one here, from 72.70 all the way up to, the 85-ish area. Another nice move here, prominent point of control. Right here, we go from the 46 area all the way up to the 60s. 66 area. That's 20 points. 20 handles. All right, sorry about that. Got a little knock at the door there. Someone was coming here to treat the mosquitoes in our backyard. Now, what else here? You got a little one here. Now, this was interesting because, you sold off from this area, right? So you got another little move here. Then you got prominent point of control. Rally up. Where you come back down? You come back right down to this level of the prominent point of control here. So, if you're aggressive and got in here, again, you're risking this one bar. You're talking a move from, the 72.22 area all the way up into the 40s. Here you just sort of, bounce from here to there. So you sort of scratch the first trade. The second trade you probably, scratch or maybe make a few ticks on. This one doesn't work here. It just, starts to make the move, but then it just rallies right back up against you. And I think that was basically it for the day. It's not something I like to look at pre-cash market. 8:30 is the cash open in the equities. But again, don't think that all this was, you just show me this one day that it only works there, it doesn't work any other day. Well, let's just go back the previous day here and go back to the beginning of yesterday. So take it back to the 8:30 time. So here you have one here. It's kind of hard to see. That one failed. It was just right after the cash open. Then you're selling off anything. Bueller. You got one here. We rally back up. Just poke through it before you sell off. You got one here. And notice how we sell off. Rally right back up to that prominent point of control before you sell off again. So, say you took this trade, you got stopped out, right? Well, you got another trade here. Right? Even if you get short here, you're not stopped out over here. And if if you're one of these people that like to trade the pullbacks, you'd be getting in again here. You got a second chance entry here. But say you're getting short right here, 72.62. You rally all the way down into the 20s, for goodness sakes. So think about that. You're talking a move from here. All right, let me draw the line here. Here. Now again, people say, oh, you're just picking that level. No, this is the software. This is what it does. Prominent point of control right here. Where do we rally back up to? Rally right up to that price. But even if you're just getting in here, in the next bar, somewhere in the next bar, 72.62, 72.61. What's the market do? Look at it. Sells off. And what's the time on this move? This happens very fast. This bar is 8:39 in 30 seconds. This next bar is 8:38.9 in 48 seconds. So you got time to react. I said even if you're late, you're getting in here late at 72.60. Is it worth getting short at 72.60? I mean, look at this. You see any green bars at all? You got a green bar here. This is five minutes later, and you're trading 30 points lower, 30 handles lower. No prominence there. Get here, this one fails. People say, oh, it failed. I took the trade and it failed. Well, did you take the previous trade? That's what I talk about. One of the problems that traders have is they like to start handicapping their trades. Like, well, I just took one, it failed, so I'm not going to take the next one. Well, it's the next one could be that 30-point one. If you're trading, when the trade is set up there for you to take it, you take it, right? You take this one, yeah, it stopped you out. Okay, get over it, look for the next trade. Okay, well, this one stopped you out. This one stopped you out. But look at this one. If you got in on this trade right here, so you just had 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss. Then you get this one, maybe you're getting in long somewhere in here at 72.20. You rally all the way up here where you get the prominent point of control where you're stopped out, but you got back, maybe 5 points, and then you get stopped out again. No prominent point of control up there. But then look at here. Okay, you got a prominent point of control here. Rallies, it sells off. It goes up a little bit, comes right back down to that area, to that prominent point of control. Again, if you're aggressive, you're gonna be getting in the next bar. If you want to finesse it a little bit, have an even tighter stop, play for a pullback around that point of control. But again, you're not going to just place your stop if you're trying to finesse it. You're not going to place your stop 1 tick below. On a market like Nasdaq, that's extremely volatile, especially on a 15 range chart. You're probably going to have it, 3 or 4, maybe 1 whole point below there. So if you got long here, 72.25, that's a fantastic trade. Fantastic opportunity at 72.25. Look at that. It rallies, shoots all the way up, all the way up to 72.50 area. It's 25 handles. You're risking, what? 2 handles. That's 10 to 1. Unfortunately, there's no prominent point of controls up here telling you to get short, catch that move back down. You wish there were, but, and it's only 9 in the morning at this point. We've only been open for 45 minutes, and you're talking, 50 handles there in the Nasdaq. This one doesn't work out. It's unfortunate. It just doesn't work out. It would stop you out. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Are you willing to get stopped out on, a few points when you could catch 20, 30 points in the Nasdaq? Of course you would. You'd be willing to, you should say, yes, Mike, please give it to me. Here's another one. Okay. If you're aggressive in here, you get in longer on the 27 area, it's a 10-point move. If you're looking for the pullback, it doesn't come right down to that level at 23. Unfortunately, it only comes down to 23 3/4, so about a point higher. But what can you do? That's life. Even if you got long in here somewhere at 27, and you're still holding it down here, sort of break even, comes back down, it does give another push up. I don't like to play those big look for second or third pushes higher. They do happen, but after a second push up, I'm out. I'm not looking for a third push up. Market may be nice to you 2 times, but a third time's not always the charm. And then again here, it's only 10 o'clock here. We've been open in the cash rather for an hour and a half. It's 10:06. Prominent point of control up here at 72.28.5. Say you get in here somewhere around 24, 25, 24, we'll call it. You say you got late at 23. Okay. What happens? Market sells off. Where's it sell off? It just sells off all the way down to 03. That's 20 points. I'm not saying you'd get 20 points. Maybe you'd take 10, you'd be happy with 10 points, 15 points or whatever. I don't know. It's giving you these great opportunities, and this is, like I said, one of the tools that we have in the Orderflows Trader. Now, it's a powerful one. And what do you got here? Prominent point of control. This one fails. It just comes up, comes back down. If you're using a tight stop, you're stopped out here for 6 ticks or whatever. But again, if you had a wider, if you were aggressive and you're getting in somewhere in here around the 16 area, 16 is right around here. Okay, well, you get stopped out when you trade down here. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Look for the next trade. Like I said, don't start handicapping a trading system, and look for the next trade. Okay, dust yourself off. Say, oh, you got another trading opportunity here. You get aggressive. You get in back here around the 14 area. What happens? Market rallies. Rallies up to what? Rallies all the way up into the 30s up in here. You don't have a prominent point of control up here to catch this move back down. Again, you're talking about a 15, 20, almost a 20-point move there. So how many points is that? I've lost count. I'm not counting up everything, but I'm just going here to show you, because I want you to see how it can be used. Unfortunately, no prominent point of control down there. There's one here that fails. You get a prominent point of control. It sells off to this prominent point of control. So this one's probably, you probably make a little bit, but then this one you'll lose it. Then we sell off again. Then when you get ready to take off right here, again, you're talking around the 08 level. It just makes a move all the way up to about 15. then just it's trading sideways. Then you get here, look at this prominent point of control right here at 15. You know, if you're getting short somewhere around 11, you know, 10, 11, 12, you know, it comes back, gets within 1 tick of that point of control at 15. But again, you know, on a 15 range chart on a Nasdaq, you know, putting an offer at a prominent point of control for a sell or a bid for a buy, you might have to sprinkle it in, you know, rather than right at the exact level. You know, you might want to put it 1 or 2 ticks before, and you know, scale in 1 or 2 ticks behind as well. I'm not necessarily a big fan for scaling in, scaling out, but you know, that's just something to think about, you know, depending on how you trade in your trading plan. So, you know, imagine you're getting short in here somewhere around 11, 72, 11. What does the market do? It sells off. It sells off to what? You know, it sells off quickly again to, you know, that's a quick 10 points. It comes down here below 7,200. Get a prominent point of control. Again, if you're trading pullback, you know, it pulls back in here before it springboards back up. Nothing up there in terms of prominent point of controls. Get down in here, you know, pull back, it would have stopped you out. Either way, it would have stopped you out. Then another prominent point of control right here. This is right after the cash close. This is about 7 minutes after. You know, you're getting short, getting long. This is a supportive prominent point of control. You know, on the 72.02, I can't say 72.03, but you know, the 02, 2.5 area, being aggressive, not playing a pullback. You know, 02, where's it rallies all the way up to the close. Again, you know, it's one of those things, you know, after cash close, you get some nice moves sometimes, and sometimes it just goes stale on you, goes pear-shaped. But, you know, this one, you just start running out of time, you know, 72, what do we call it, 72.02 all the way up to, you know, 10-ish area before the futures close. So, again, you know, that's just one, that's a tool that's there in the Orderflows trader software. Now, if you want to get fancy, you know, and add it to, you know, your trade plan with some other tool that you have, great. You know, I just showed it to you what it looks like using it alone. So hopefully, you know, you find some value in it. You know, honestly, there's people have been writing me, telling me, you know, this has transformed their trading. I'm not saying it's going to transform everybody's trading, because, you know, some people are just stupid when it comes to trading. You know, they don't want to spend the time to understand, you know, the tools that they're using and how to use them. But, you know, for the people that do take that time and do want to learn and, you know, do want to use the tools, then, you know, it's a fantastic tool. So thanks everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye.